What's up, Power? Kevin Moeller here, excited for another training on the Energize app, how you can use this technology to go out there and crush it in your business. I'm excited today to talk to you about pre-written messages and easy ways to get in exposures, to educate people about the products, the services that you offer, as well as your amazing opportunity to go out there and build a side income or a completely different lifestyle with the solar, energy revolution that's happening right now, and quite honestly should happen because you're able to help people, right? You're able to better our environment while helping people to decrease their power bills. I mean, that's what you call a win-win, and that's the reason why there's such a huge opportunity with you, with Aaron, with the entire organization to go out there and to absolutely just crush it with the assets that you have that you're able to deploy. And that's what we're talking about with the Energize app. This houses all of your different assets that you have that can help you to go out there and to build a huge business. So let me share my screen real quick as we go into the slides. And again, what we're talking about is making a proper exposure using pre-written messages, but also getting to know the different resources that you have that you can use, and then the categories in which they're located, so that on the fly, you can be building your business extremely fast. So if you're brand new here and you haven't downloaded the tech yet, make sure you go to the link at the bottom of these slides, download it onto your mobile device, use it to go out there and to crush it, use it to communicate with homeowners or with referral partners or what have you. And as you do that and you increase your income, then you can invest and become a pro user, and it unlocks everything. But I want you to know out of the gate, you don't have to pay $1 for this thing. You can take this for a test run and use it because it's so powerful. In fact, I'm actually logged into the standard version today for this demonstration to show you there are a lot of resources that you can use to ramp up your income. And then once you've done that, you can reinvest to become a pro user to ramp it up even larger. And that's what we want you to do. So make sure that you download this at the end of the training. Again, the link is at the bottom of these handful of slides that we're going to go over the next few minutes. So grab a pen, grab a notepad, and jot that link down. So the difficulties that are out there in the world of business that we experience, that you will experience, right, is that simplicity and duplication are extremely difficult in a digital age because everybody has an idea and everybody knows about some different product or some different service that's out there, and we're all bombarded with advertising of all these different pieces of technology. And we've talked about this before. So if you've been here for any length of time, you understand that we all agree that you can't get a thriving, growing, duplicating organization if everybody's trying to build out their own technology to use in the field. It just doesn't work that way. So a lot of times we're not sure what to send, who to send it to, and when to send that resource or that piece of information. And that's what you call complexity. And the more complex that you make something, the more you shave off a percentage of the amount of people that can succeed in your system. So I'm going to say that again. The more that you make something complex, the more that you're shaving off of percentages of people on the planet who can succeed doing what you're doing. And you don't want to do that. You want to have a system that anybody can use, like McDonald's has a system that anybody can use. And they prove that because they can hire teenagers to run a multi-million-dollar enterprise because they have such a simple system that anybody can use it. They can train people on how to use it. Once they're trained, they can run a multi-million-dollar business. And that's what you want here. You want somebody to be able to come in, get trained very simply, and be able to build themselves a multi-million-dollar business if that's what they come here to do. So it's almost impossible to remember what you've shared or who you've shared information with. Outside of this technology, we take notes everywhere. People have sticky notes. They have notepads. They scratch notes on the back of business cards that they've collected at events. They've got databases. They have spreadsheets on their computer. They have apps on their phone, right? It's everywhere. So it's almost impossible to remember what you've shared or who you've sent information to, because then if you don't have time when you're on the fly, like maybe you're at a red light and you're stuck in traffic and you grab your phone and you send some things to some different prospects to try to catch up because it's been a crazy day. And then all of a sudden you forget who you've sent what to, right? Like that's difficult because then you're trying to remember the following week, man, did I send that proposal to Susie? Did I send that link to John? Did I send that? And you don't want to be that way, but that's just how life is. And what I love is that the solution, which we're not even on that slide yet, but this app tracks all of that. And then there's one-to-many type approaches that don't create authentic connections. Like I promise you, you're going to close a lot of solar deals of prospects who've already been bombarded by these one-to-many type approaches on solar. Like they've gotten mass emails, they've gotten, advertising, generic advertising, ads on social media. Like, you're not going to be talking to prospects who have never heard of solar. Like, I mean, Aaron, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure most people have heard of solar at this point, right? And that there are a lot of companies out there that are doing this one-to-many approach. And not that they can't do that. The point is that you're not going to build your business doing it that way. I mean, if you want to go spend, 20 grand a month and get you some billboards and some radio advertising, you're going to see what I'm talking about. You're going to spend a lot of money just trying to get enough customers to pay for your lot of money that you spent in advertising and pray that there's a surplus that you can actually turn a profit on. Whereas here, you can talk to somebody in your first deal, you can turn a profit, right? I mean, that's the beauty about this business, and that you can build this from the palm of your hand, and it's authentic. And again, I'm already talking about the solution, so let me just go ahead and go to the next slide. If you learn to use a simple process that you have within this technology and learn how to teach it to other people, then you have a duplicatable, thriving system that anybody can use, just like the teenagers who run a multi-million-dollar McDonald's enterprise. Same thing here. And you have to get familiar with the categories that you have all of your different resources under and the flow of your content so that you can easily put people into a system. It's like placing people into a running river and letting the river carry them along. Like that's how you want your system to flow, that you have a process of when you talk to somebody and you get them more information and you collect their power bill and you do your part of the process to get them to go down the system, right? That's how you want your flow of content. And you've got that. It's already created in the application, but you need to know where it's at. You need to go through the resources. You need to see what they all look like so you can internalize it so you know what resources you have. I mean, if you think about a builder doesn't just show up to a construction site and not know what tools they have, right? They know every tool that's in their tool belt. They know every single tool that's in their tool belt. So when they're faced with the situation, the circumstance, they know they can just think for a second on what tool would be best, and they know where to reach for it in their tool belt because they know what tools are on them or on their construction site. Well, that's what you need. You need to know what tools you've got in your tool belt. You need to know where they're located so that when you're faced with a situation, you know the best tool for the job and you know where it's at. You just simply reach down, you grab the tool that you need, and then you make it happen, right? So there's a one-to-one focus, by the way, that this technology is built to do. I mean, this is what we call authentic sharing technology. It's authentic. It's you to a prospect, not Powur to a gazillion prospects, right? That's unauthentic. This is from you to another person, and it makes it authentic. And then also there are advanced coaching activity metrics, which is amazing. We've done other trainings on that, so I'm not going to focus on that in today's training, but the pro version gives you advanced analytics, advanced statistics, advanced activity metrics, which is what we're talking about today. And the pro version gives you so much. But on this slide, what we're talking about is that all of your activity metrics will be housed with the pro version, show you everything that you've done with a prospect in an activity log. So you never have to remember ever again because the app will remind you. So let's say you talk to somebody about solar, you took them through a process, all of a sudden dead end. Okay. They ghost you, they stop responding, they decide not to do the deal. And you're like, wow, we took this all the way to the finish line and they decided not to. And a year later, that prospect decides to reach out to you. And you're like, Larry, I remember the name Larry. I remember talking to a guy named Larry. I don't remember what happened. Well, guess what? You can go to the app. Now you can refresh your memory on every conversation you've ever had with Larry, every piece of content you've ever sent them. Did you collect their power bill or not? Did you do any type of analytics for them and tell them what their power bill would be or what it would look like with solar? Did you get any measurements? Did you where are you at? Right in the process, you can go back and see all the activity log. If you're a pro user, it will track all of that. One of the amazing features of the pro version of the application. Okay, so let's look at the application really quickly. Go for a test spin. Let me share it on my mobile device. Give me 1 second. Share screen, start broadcast. And here we go. All right. So here is a look at the Energize app. And this is where all of your resources are at. So if you go over here to resources, you can see where this button is at. Also, similarly, just so you know, that is a button. And this is a button too, obviously down here that says resources. Both of them take you to the same place. So we're going to click on resources And this is what you need to get familiar with. Obviously, at the top, you have your digital interactive business card. We're going to do more training on this, your QR code and your actual business card. We're going to talk about how to edit that, what to do, what can you do with prospects. It's an amazing resource. We'll train about that next week. But that's where your business card is. And then all of these with the plus buttons on the right-hand side, these are all categories that house different resources. So if we click the plus category, you need to see that these are also subcategories because they also have a plus sign. So when you click on any of those plus emblems there, it's going to drop down even more resources. So obviously right here, it says spark homeowner interest, right? So creating a spark of interest is obviously the first thing that you would do with somebody outside of just saying hello and building rapport, getting to know them. Whenever you're going to start the conversation about Powur, you want to spark the homeowner's interest. And obviously this is the homeowners category, right? So we're talking to somebody who owns a home about solar for their house. So when you click the plus category here, you've got all of these different resources. Now, these are all the preview buttons on the right-hand side, so you can get familiar with what these look like. So at the very beginning, the invitation to a survey, all this is a pre-written message. So instead of you having to figure out, or a brand new person having to figure out what to say to a homeowner to spark their interest, to invite them to a survey about solar and about Powur and about their home and about utilities, right? Instead of having to figure out, well, what can I text this person? If I just click this preview button right here, I'm going to click that button to show you. It gives you a preview. It's going to say, hi, prospect's first name. I'm doing some simple marketing research in your area. Do you have a minute to answer my survey? When was the last time you looked into going solar? So this is going to pique their curiosity or spark their curiosity, spark their interest in a simple text. And by the way, you can send that to a prospect. You can customize it before you send it. So just to show you really quickly, I'm going to go over here to my contacts. Okay. So I'm going to click on contacts and I'm going to go up here to Aaron AAE, which is a demo contact. I'm going to click on him and I'm going to click on send resources. And it's going to take me back to the resource menu that we just looked at. But the app now knows that I'm communicating with Aaron. So it's going to track everything that I'm doing with Aaron. So if I go to the homeowners drop down button, and if I go to the Spark homeowners interest and hit that, and then I check the box to the invitation of survey, okay, I'm going to check that. This is where it would give me the option to email it, text it, or to generically share it, right? Now, I don't have, in this demo contact, I didn't save their email. I didn't put their email address in their contact file. That's why that button is grayed out. I didn't have their cell phone number in there. I just had their name. So let's just say I met them on Facebook. Okay, so I don't have their email or their phone number yet. And then I'd hit the share button. So let me go ahead and click on that. And then I'm going to go to, I'm going to scroll over and I'm going to go to Facebook Messenger. Okay, so I'm going to click on that. And here's the message, right? So that I can choose the contact. So I could, go to search and I could search for Aaron in this demonstration and find his name. Of course, I'm on an iPhone. It'll look a little bit different if you're on an Android. But look what it says. It says, hi, Aaron, I'm doing some market research. Now I can customize this. Before I ever hit send, I can customize this message and then I can hit the send button and it would go to Aaron. Okay. Now, if Aaron comes back and says, yeah, absolutely, I'll take it. I'll be glad to do the survey. Then what do? We go back to send resources, go back to the homeowners category, go to the Spark homeowners interest. And then instead of the invitation, and see, of course, now you can see I've already sent it to him. It shows the signs there. But instead of the invitation survey, now I can actually send the actual survey itself, right? Get ready to solar survey. Here it is. So I check this box. I go hit share again, and I can share the link to the survey. Now, again, just to remind you, we can see what these resources look like. So if I want to see what the solar survey is like, if I haven't seen that before, I can click this button right here. It says open, and it's going to take me to the web page so I can see what the prospect is going to see. I can see that there's a 1-minute survey. I can also see that there is a language drop down. So if I happen to be talking to somebody who English is their second language, they can change the language in that Google format so they can actually read it in their native language. Pretty cool, huh? So they can see the entire survey, or you can see the entire survey, what questions they're going to be asked. And you can see that they have a place to input their information, hit submit. And by the way, that only goes to you. Doesn't go to anybody else. It only goes to you. So then you can read the answers and you can see how to respond. Now, this is not a training on the survey, but I just wanted to show you that you need to get familiar with your different tools in order to be able to quickly share this information with other people. Now, there are a lot of tools, as you can see here. There's a request for Power Bill pre-written message that talks about what to send from their Power Bill so that you can analyze it for them and show them what their savings would be. Silence of solar, which is huge, right? So these are all great resources, but then there's a present to homeowners category. So if we click the plus button there, it's going to open this up, another subcategory, which is powerful because it explains things like what is net metering, a big deal to help people to be able to afford solar, right? I'm sure you would agree, right? There's a solar homeowner presentation deck if you're going to be doing a presentation. Then there's credibility links. So you can show why use Powur, right? I'm going to show you what this looks like. It's this huge credibility piece. Shows the BBB listing, Yelp listing, Inc. 5000 recognition, like all of these different resources to show why they should be using your company for solar and not some other fly-by-night solar company or company that calls themselves solar, or a company that, you know, can't even get the jobs done or has to outsource everything with unvetted construction companies or contractors, right? They should be doing business with you. They can click on any of these links and it shows the credibility of the company, again, which is huge, right? But you got to get familiar with your categories and your different resources within those categories. And that's what we're talking about today. So go through all of these, click these links and preview the resources so that you know what all these resources will do. Then you've even got homeowner post-presentation follow-up. So you're not stuck just hoping that they sign the deal right then and there. And some of them will. When you do that presentation, you give them a proposal, they're ready to rock and roll. But what about the others, right? Here are follow-up. Here's why Powur video. And when you're a pro subscriber, look at all these other videos that you get. Look at this library of videos that you get to help follow up with prospects. I mean, you're going to make so much more money being able to use all of these different resources, but you need to go through them. And then obviously the get referrals link. This is where you can use these different links to get more referrals. Now, we've only gone through the homeowners category. I'm not going to go through the recruiting, ambassador recruiting, enterprise, and sharing energized categories. You can do that. And that's what I'm asking you to do. That's part of your homework today, is to go through these different categories so that you get familiar with all of the different resources that you have available to share to prospects. That's your homework today. And that's what we're asking you to do. In fact, let me go ahead and share the screen on my desktop because that is your challenge. Your challenge is to get to know your resources. Pick out which resources that you're going to send to at least 2 contacts in the next 24 hours. And if you're watching this during the day, then I encourage you to do it today, not tomorrow in the next 24 hours. I mean, today, get it done today. And if you're watching this on replay and maybe it's late at night, then get it done tomorrow. But within the next 24 hours, if you're willing to accept the challenge to go through all your resources, get familiar with them, and to send it to at least 2 contacts in the next 24 hours. If you're willing to raise your hand and say, hey, that's me, I'm willing to accept the challenge, then we want to hear from you live in the chat. Let us know in the chat today. And if you're watching this on replay, send a message to the person who brought you this incredible opportunity with Powur and let them know that you accept the challenge and you're going to make it happen as well. Now, I alluded to it earlier, but next week we're going to talk about one of my favorite resources in this entire technology stack, and that is your digital interactive business card, including your QR code that goes to your business card, how to edit your business card, how to do things that you didn't even know was possible on your digital business card. We're going to train on that. So you have to be on next week so you can figure out how you can do some cool things that other individuals within Powur don't even know how to do because they haven't been on the training. I'm going to teach you how to do some ninja tactics next week, which is going to be super cool, super helpful for you, and amazing, right? It's going to help you generate more prospects. It's going to help you look more professional. It's going to help you be more remembered. It's going to help you to get more phone calls from prospects instead of you just calling prospects. It's going to help you close more deals, and it's going to help you get people more calls to action so that they're looking at more information about Powur even while you're sleeping. That's what we're going to show you next week, and we're looking forward to it, and I will see you there. So with that being said, thank you for being on the training today. Hope that you've enjoyed it. Use this to grow your business, accept the challenge, and make it happen. And we'll see you in the next training. Bye for now.